What the bill does is it's adding a new chapter to Title 37 to establish clear labeling requirements for alternative animal proteins, which includes, in this legislation, lab-grown meat and insect proteins. As you may well be aware, being in the Agricultural Committee, this is a rapidly evolving market, and new products such as lab-grown meat and insect proteins are becoming more and more common in the news cycle. As for the insect market, you can find insect proteins, particularly cricket flour, in some notable brands, including XO, which does protein bars made with cricket flour, Chapul, which does bars and protein powders. Biddy Food uses crickets to create cookies and flours. Seek does pastas made and baking mixes with insects. And then another company, Bagito, which specializes in insect snacks. I think that's more like the suckers you see with the actual insect on it. As for the lab-grown meat market, what this is it's cultivated or cell-cultured meat that is made by culturing animal cells in vitro to create consumable products. This was approved in the U.S. back in June of 2023, and it actually was in restaurants and coming to market. At this point now, you cannot buy it in our country or any restaurants or in the markets, but it is a $127 million industry. And this industry is expected to grow to a $176 million market by 2023. So what lab-grown meat is, they promote it as it's environmentally sustainable product. They tout that it improves animal welfare compared to traditional livestock farming. I'm guessing there'll be a lot of Idaho ranchers and constituents and that maybe disagree with this premise, but it is coming. So other states in the union have actually banned it. There's Florida and Alabama and a couple others have passed legislation, so we do not want this in our state. What the approach I've taken with RS 31941 is a labeling approach. I don't want to tell businesses what they can or cannot do. I'm guessing the market will decide if that's something we're going to see on the shelves in Idaho or not. But what I want is that so Idahoans can make an informed decision by requiring transparent and plain labeling for these food proteins. So what the bill...
Woo, man. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought? I mean, and this is how you get those labels on your packages. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's a pretty fair deal. I mean, we don't want to, if people are going to eat, they're going to eat all sorts of things. And look, if you're into eating crickets, I knew people who ate crickets. It's not for me, but I would like to know if it's in my food. And then the lab-grown meat. I mean, I guess if you're a vegetarian, that would be an interesting question to ask. If you're a vegetarian and you are because you don't like the killing of animals, but you could have chicken that was actually no animal had to die, but it was a synthetic chicken, would you eat that instead of eating like the soy stuff? I don't know. It's very bizarre, but at least we should have the knowledge. We should have the information. So we'll have once that bill got printed. So it'll have a hearing. And so once we get close to that, we'll have Representative Scott on to dive into that a little bit more. Very good. Very good.